There is a place where people create food using the most high-tech gadgetry on the planet.
That's insane.
Transforming toasted bagels into drinkable suspensions, with squid ink standing in for the smoked fish.
Oh my God, you're painting inside the soup.
Where people get back to nature by getting up close and personal with their food.
Get your finger up above the heart.
Above the heart. I do have a beautiful liver.
Sometimes enjoying it with a chaser of freshly drawn blood.
Are you really serious?
It's life.
I love you.
It all happens in Seattle, where they use fancy $20,000 espresso makers.
I mean, this looks like it could put a man on the moon.
And get down and dirty digging up some of the strangest, tastiest foods on earth.
Then you should be able to pull him up.
You mean like that?
And for an added bonus, no place in America beats this town's variety and volume of food and flavors from the Pacific Rim.
It has the texture of cold, gooey erasers, but it has the flavor and aroma of rotting fish.
This is Seattle, an ultra-sophisticated city committed to living the simple life. I'm Andrew Zimmern, and this is Bizzare Foods America. In Seattle, you're always close to some form of nature, whether it's the waters of Puget Sound, the mountain peaks in the distance, or the fresh food in the city's iconic Pike's Place Market.
Sockeye! Just a little bit of inside baseball. We're talking about, well, what kind of stories do we want to do? At which point I say, the one thing I'm not doing is the thing that every other TV show host does. Catch and throw a fish. And look at me. Sockeye! Here I am. Here I am.
Along with getting back to nature and drinking coffee, Seattle is famous for birthing Microsoft and nurturing the new high-tech world that followed in the wake of the computer revolution. So it figures that this is home to an inconspicuous-looking little company where they're building technology to make nuclear reactors safer and lasers to pinpoint parasites that carry malaria, printers that print in 3 dimensions, and a toasted bagel that comes in a glass.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm in the headquarters of a high-tech startup called Intellectual Ventures Lab.
You got a lot of cool stuff around here.
We're good at cool stuff.
You are really good at cool stuff.
It's the brainchild of Nathan Myhrvold, former Chief Technology Officer at Microsoft and lifelong lover of food.
Whereas the physics and the math I've always loved and I've always been into, it didn't actually produce something you could eat afterwards, whereas cooking did. And so that's one of the reasons cooking has always been really important to me, because eating is really important to me.
Nathan and his team work at studying food, taking it apart to find out what makes it taste the way it does, and using that knowledge to create new eating experiences. Nathan's head of development is Chef Maxime Billet, and he's very proud to show me how it works.
We're going to make you a dish based on the essence of peas.
How do you find the essence of a pea? Well, these guys just whip out their tabletop centrifuge and spin a pea puree at 10,000 revolutions per minute.
After an hour, that pea puree comes out, and basically separated by all of its density layers.
God, I love you guys.
It turns out peas consist of 3 layers.
The bottom layer is the starch.
Right.
So it's pretty bland. This middle layer, we call it pea butter. It's the essence of peas, and you spread it on bread, and it tastes like peas, but with that beautiful, unctuous butter texture.
Oh my gosh.
So the top layer is the juice. So once you remove the starch, the sweetness, the intensity of the juice is incredible.
That kind of separation means a chef can create a whole meal of new, intense experiences based on just one food.
All right, so this is the juice.
This is the just pure juice. And that's all you need.
Your mind plays games. You can't help but smile when you eat this food because as someone, I've eaten peas 1,000 billion times in my life, and now you're like, where's the rest of that chew? Where's the stuff in my teeth? Where's the swallow? And it's gone. It's like walking through a cloud of peas.
Right. The essence, you know, it's that.
Give me a straw. That is insane.
Science can help to create incredible flavors by breaking foods down or by reconstructing them. This is how you make an infusion of everything bagel. Slice a bagel thin, put the slices into roto-distilled tomato water, put the bag into a vacuum sealer that sucks out all the air.
Voila. So once we've created this vacuum, you can see it's almost, break it up.
Oh, yeah.
Make a bagel mush. Doesn't sound very sexy, but it's...
Well, it sounds sexy to me.
Bagel mush.
Bagel mush. That was my nickname in high school.
Nice. And so we would leave this for 24 hours to infuse. And then press out all the liquid.
Yep.
And we would have this resulting very bagel-intense
liquid
flavored tomato.
Sure.
Thickened with seaweed extract, the liquid bagel can hold flavor enhancers like distilled essence of dill and the roe of flying fish, supplying 1/2 of the salmon flavor. The other half is from this final briny touch, a ribbon of squid ink.
Oh my God, you're painting inside the soup.
Just use your imagination. Have fun with food. This is what it's all about. Voila. Everything bagel.
Breathtaking.
To your health?
Oh, I'm thrilled. This is, it smells like an everything bagel with tomato and smoked fish.
Exactly.
Wow. Wow.
It's potent stuff.
That is so frickin' bagel-y. This is amazing. Very few things are indescribable. This, on one hand, is very describable. I mean, it's toasted bagel with tomato, but your mind keeps wanting to get the crunch and the chewiness out of your mouth, but it's not there. It just disappears. It's heavenly, and then this aroma in your mouth is left behind. That's the best part of this whole dish.
The new flavors and textures that Nathan and his brilliant team are cooking up in the lab are part of a deliberate campaign to redefine, if not reinvent, the way we cook. Their manifesto is the 2,500-page masterpiece, The Modernist Cuisine. It's an amazing, never-before-seen dissection of the magic that happens when food is cooking, when popcorn pops, when meat is grilled, when eggs become omelets. Yeah, it's scientists playing with their food, but there's a world-changing purpose behind learning how to reimagine how we cook and what we eat.
I think technology actually has the promise that we can use it to get fresher, better, healthier food to a much broader set of the population.
That's why Nathan is applying science to transform humble favorites like beef stew, using an immersion circulator to extract an essence of beef juice that adds back the flavor of rare roast beef that's usually lost when cooking stew low and slow for hours.
I love beef stew, and I hate well-done beef.
Well, there you go.
I mean, I'm just so lucky. I've never tasted rare beef stew before.
Beef stew, peas, tomatoes, corn, potatoes. The fact is, just about everything in this food lab is devoted to enhancing foods that are familiar, simple, and local.
This shouldn't be called Modernist Cuisine. Seriously, we're rebranding the whole thing. Call the next edition back from the printers. It's Smile Food. It's so intelligent, and it tastes so good.
There's Smile Food to be discovered through the marvels of science.
Whoa!
And Smile Food to be discovered under the sandy shores of Puget Sound. Reach down far enough, and you just might come up with a handful of the world's tastiest clam.
I'm so good, I just call them out of the water.
And before I leave Puget Sound, I'll encounter a new birth and a new challenge.
We just discovered the placenta in this corner of the pasture, so the big question right now is, will I or won't I? Stick around.
Just outside of Seattle is Taylor Shellfish Farms. They harvest 2 million live oysters a year. But I'm here because of these, one of my top 5 favorite foods anywhere. Taylor's Shellfish Farms is one of the world's great producers of gooey duck, harvesting about 500,000 pounds per year, and every one of them is planted, tended, and harvested by hand. It's a process I've never experienced, so I'm heading into South Puget Sound with Bill Dewey, a shellfish farmer who raises clams for Taylor, to see how it's done, starting with the geoduck nursery. Wow. There are movable steel trays reaching down 20 feet below this floating platform. These seeds started in a hatchery as plankton and have been growing here in the nursery for about 2 months. These little guys will become clams up to 3 feet long, so they need a bigger place to grow. So it's on to another part of Puget Sound, Case Inlet.
Wow, that's pretty.
Geoducks do well here because the sand is deep. The deeper the sand, the longer the siphon can grow, which brings in a better price. Here, the baby geoducks will get rooms of their own.
When we start them out the first year, they're inside these little nursery tubes to protect them from predators eating them and protect them from drying out at low tide.
The tubes create mini tide pools for the geoduck seedlings. First, they are placed in a grid pattern, one by one.
This crew will stop 12 to 15,000 tubes a day.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no.
This can only be done during low tide, which amounts to about 3 hours.
Yep. Well, there's tremendous value in having me do this. There's one thing I'm good at. Whoa. It's stomping.
Well, you got 6 done, and they got a few more than that done.
You don't have to remind me twice, my friend. Whoa.
When the tubes are ready, the planting starts. 3 geoducks go into each tube. After they've matured for about a year, the tubes will be removed and the clams will continue growing another 5 years before harvesting. The hope is this: at least 2 out of each 3 will survive.
I'm actually feeling very maternal.
You should.
Our third and final stop is a strip of beach where Taylor's planted a crop of geoducks 6 years ago. There are thousands of them here, but all you can see are the little holes each one makes poking its long siphon above the sand.
My God, look at them.
Yeah, you can see all the siphons sticking
They're
out.
just exploding.
Isn't that great? When you stomp, they'll retract. You'll see them.
Yeah, you can stomp and make them squirt.
See them all start to go down.
They'll talk to you.
There are fountains like this in New York.
To get the geoducks out of the sand without damaging them, harvesters use water pressure, pumping water into the ground with one hand, pulling out the geoduck with the other. My first try, I work in tandem with Taylor's geoduck manager, Brian Phipps.
Okay, you feel it? So then is
Not
what you
your
do.
thumb.
No, that's the geoduck. So then is what you want to do is you want to take the wand and just kind of move it around.
Whoop, I lost my hat.
Oh, we'll get
That's
another.
all right.
Okay, I'm going to move this just a little bit. You still have a hold of it?
Oh, yeah.
Then you'll just kind of want to, then you should be able to pull him up.
You mean like that?
Just like that.
It takes a while to get the hang of this job.
So what's this, like, big metal plate down there?
That's a log.
It's a log.
Here, there's a geoduck right
I got
here.
a log.
At about 1.5 pounds each, an experienced harvester can pull up 1,000 pounds of geoduck in 4 hours.
A double. There you go. There's 3, 4.
By the way, I'm so good I just call them out of the water.
Taylor's Farms is part of an $80 million geoduck industry in Washington state. Most of the harvest goes to Asia, selling for more than $150 per pound. All the payment I need for the day's work is the chance to eat one. Geoduck takes little time to prepare. Once it is released from the shell and gutted, it is blanched only for a few seconds until the siphon turns color. The final step is to peel off the siphon covering. No jokes, please. I know what this looks like. This is what was actually reaching up through the sand.
There you start to get a full appreciation for just how long that siphon is when it's extended and the geoduck's feeding.
Because what looks like an 8-inch siphon
is actually a 3 foot long
3
siphon.
feet.
Yeah, that's how long your arm was down in the sand when you were harvesting it.
There are lots of ways to prepare geoduck, but this is my favorite. Remove the shell from the siphon, slice and eat.
I've eaten these all over the world, and I've never had the opportunity to pull one
Out of the ground and eat it.
See, to me, this is just like candy. If you've never had this clam before, it's almost impossible to explain the flavor that it has. It literally tastes like the mildest seaweed that you've ever had. This part of the snout tastes nothing like the clam you're imagining in your head, which is very salty, very briny. I love that, and that's what a lot of that belly will taste like. But this meat right here tastes like ocean candy.
Oh, yeah.
We found buried treasure in the sand, and there are hidden treasures in the city, too. Sometimes you just have to be willing to follow total strangers to find them.
I love this. This is kind of dirty and naughty.
But before I begin that quest, I'm in search of the best coffee in Seattle, starting with beans, selling for over $100 a pound. 20 minutes over the water from downtown Seattle, I enter my utopian fantasy. I'm here on Vashon Island, and it's called Seabreeze Farm. Seabreeze is a world unto itself, where people, land, and animals support each other, from farm to grocer to kitchen to table. It's the creation of George Page, a gentleman farmer with a touch of Robinson Crusoe. He makes the most of everything nature provides.
You know, you're utilizing all your resources and nothing goes to waste. So that's really important to us. It drives everything we do.
It drives everything I do, too. We just need to go back a generation and a half, you know, to where this was happening. Everyone's going to eat fresher. And look at how excited they're getting.
Utilizing all the resources means building poultry houses that are movable, so that the birds are fertilizing a new patch of ground every day.
That's it. Doing good. Okay, that's good. Stop.
That's good?
Yep.
George is a PhD and former software engineer whose passion for being close to his food source is almost mystical.
This guy right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
Feel it got a nice depth to it. Yeah.
And a warm tummy.
Yep. And these guys they'll kind of mellow out if you just kind of keep them snug to your side like this so they can't flap their wings. And
the day's fresh poultry are slaughtered, placed in cones that help keep them calm and make it easier to drain their blood.
Are you collecting for a reason?
yeah, because you're going to take a shot of it, right?
Are you really serious?
I'm serious.
And you do this for?
It's extremely nutritious. And
nutrition.
Tasty.
And fun.
Yeah, it's life.
I love you.
Huh?
It's very good.
It's warm, salty, almost milky.
It
tastes like liver to me. It tastes like
exactly. No, it's
liver.
not as doesn't taste as much like a bloody Band-Aid as cow blood or lamb's blood. That's good tasting blood.
Once a machine removes the feathers, the intimacy with the food continues with the removal of the organs.
Get your finger up above the heart.
Above the heart.
And scrape your fingers around like this against the backbone. Tug that gently.
I do have a beautiful liver. A couple pieces. I have my heart.
Yep. Save the heart. It's one of the best.
When you know where your food comes from, you can feel good about eating it raw. And duck liver is one of my favorites.
That's amazing.
Wow.
It's so delicate, creamy.
Yeah.
It kind of melts.
Delicious.
Isn't it amazing?
It's delicious. It almost has a cheese-like quality in terms of that cultured fat flavor that's in my mouth.
Yum.
Oh, yeah, that's delicious.
George started all of this with just a few chickens, after deciding that most of what he got in grocery stores wasn't real food. Today, there's a few hundred chickens, 50 ducks, and about 100 head of livestock. There's also a butcher shop and a restaurant, both selling food harvested moments ago, less than a mile away. And the income from this end of the operation helps keep the farm running, creating 360 degrees of sustainability. But there's fascinating stuff happening in every nook and cranny of George's farmhouse. Down in the cellar, there's homemade cheese, wine, and dry-cured sausage. Why make your own cheese and sausage in your own cellar? Because the mold is unique to the place where it grows.
What a treat. Your cows, your milk, your mold. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cheese that I taste that's really, really great that at some point I can get more of it. Every piece is so different here in this environment in someone's farmhouse. And when they say farmhouse cheese, this is what they're talking about.
Just when it seems Seabreeze Farm can't possibly offer any more surprises, it does.
Here's the deal. We're running because the cow just broke her water. Unbelievable. This really is the miracle of life.
This is what happens on the farm. We'll help you, sweetie. It's okay. Oh my gosh, this is unbelievably cool.
Yeah. It is pretty miraculous.
It is. You cannot help but be moved. Oh, look at this. Foot. The calf is just positioning in there for that final big push and...
One more. You got it.
Oh,
you got it. Come on.
Yeah. Just one more big push, Mom. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable.
Good job, Maggie.
Look at that beautiful baby.
With a birth comes the afterbirth, including the placenta.
Ideally, she'll eat this to, again, get the nutrients and the minerals back into her system.
Yeah.
But if you want to do it, we can just cut off a little piece there and,
there's
get a little zinc.
In other places around the world, people use placenta as a protein-rich food. Bagged up and sold in a marketplace, I was never willing to try it.
Yeah, that's a line I'm not going to cross today.
But it doesn't get any fresher than this.
I mean, it's life itself. And why wouldn't you want to take life into your body? Huh?
I love this, man.
Being a complete rookie, it takes me some time to figure out which part of it to eat.
But if I had to guess, this is probably the best eating. And this stuff over here looks like it has like amniotic fluid or something in there, but this looks like food.
It does.
Yeah. Sweet, nutty, livery.
Exactly.
If you gave that to me, I'd probably tell you that was poultry liver of some kind, you know? Very mild.
Very mild.
Oh, are you getting that aftertaste now?
The same thing.
That is
Creamy,
beautiful.
When the mother cow returns to the milking barn, she offers up one more remarkable gift, a glass of colostrum. It's a highly nutritious milk that's produced right after giving birth.
Colostrum is a superfood.
Superfood, exactly. Nutrient dense, full of antibodies, growth factors, immune boosters, that kind of thing.
This is what God wants a mommy cow to give her baby right after she's been born.
Yes.
Right, sweetie? Right?
For that matter, all mammals.
Right.
I've never tried this before. It's a very rare opportunity because the colostrum is only produced during the first 24 hours after a calf is born.
I feel like this has even more of the life-giving properties we've been talking about all day. The blood, the milk, the placenta, and here's the colostrum. It's amazing stuff.
There's a handful of times in the history of the show where I see I never even knew existed, let alone never tasted, and you never have this opportunity. I mean, like you said, this is just a rare, special thing. All three of us are going to have some. All right, well. Wow. Oh, man. Well, I mean, call that creamy and dairy-ish. That's dairy in the extreme.
Yep.
This just tastes like the cream of the cream of the cream. I mean, it's just superb.
It'll make you live long.
Well, I hope so. I believe this is what Dumbledore gave Harry in movie number 5.
The magic created here at Seabreeze is all about living in harmony with the natural cycle of life. This magic is all about using the highest of high-end technology to transform the cycle of making coffee.
Okay, now go to full pressure.
At full pressure, Commander.
I'm going to find out what a $20,000 espresso maker can do for a cup of Java.
That's freakish.
One of the world's great love affairs is between the city of Seattle and coffee.
Remember, this is the place that birthed Starbucks. Right here. I mean, actually right here.
But it's not the chains that define coffee here. It's the hundreds of fiercely independent coffee shops, all demonstrating the distinct Seattle knack for ultra-sophisticated simplicity. To get a taste of just how much complex thought can go into creating a cup of joe, Seattle Coffee Works is a good place to start.
Because I'm kind of obsessed with coffee, not to the level that you are. You're freakishly obsessed.
A little bit, yeah.
Sebastian Simsch is a German-born PhD with an intense burning love for coffee in its purest forms. He's using gadgets and methods that go back 100 years or more Ones he says are baby step simple.
I could teach a monkey probably in about a minute.
Yeah. That said, Sebastian will try teaching me. The vacuum coffee making method goes back to Paris in the 1840s. Heating water in the lower chamber sends it into the upper one, creating a vacuum in the one below.
So literally the water is now suspended up here by air. If I turn this off, which I will do at the end of it, the air will start contracting and it'll start forming a vacuum and sucks the coffee through that cotton filter.
The key to making simple things work is precision.
Stir a little bit, and want to be at about 204 degrees Fahrenheit. Not much higher, not much lower.
Yeah, I'll live with 203, 202, but I don't.
Damn, you're imprecise.
201 or 205 is right out.
Out.
Sebastian adds precisely the right amount of coffee grounds to the precisely heated water. The coffee comes from a tiny family farm in Colombia, and they just won the World Championship of Coffee. Their beans sell for more than $100 a pound.
Cheers. What do you think?
Well, the flavors are incoming. All that citrus and chocolate and tamarind and the toasty, roasty yumminess is there. But that is the smoothest cup of coffee I've ever had the opportunity to taste. That's just extraordinary.
Sweet. I want more of this. I'm sorry. For me, this is special, too. It's like you think, okay, so the guy has a coffee house and can drink this all. No, I can't drink this all day long. This is still special. This is what makes me get up in the morning.
This is a perfect coffee experience using technology and know-how that's centuries old. This may be the most state-of-the-art espresso maker on the planet. They call it the Slayer.
I mean, this looks like it could put a man on the moon, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, this is just thick and heavy and beautiful.
Handmade using stainless steel, brass rivets, Peruvian walnut handles, the works. Cost? Upwards of $20,000. The Slayer was invented by a team of coffee geniuses, including Jason Prefontaine. It works on the principle that having absolute control of temperature, pressure, and flow rate of water will completely change the taste of any coffee bean. To demonstrate, Jason and one of his managers start me with a cup using beans from Burundi.
It's so citrusy as it's going down.
Now, using exactly the same coffee, Jason has me tweak the timing of the water pressure going through the grounds.
Well, it's 25 PSI now, 40 PSI, and it's just starting to come out at 40 pounds per square inch. And just look at
So we're going to keep going here. Okay, now go to full pressure.
At full pressure, Commander.
Okay, now pull it back to the middle.
Back to the middle. So we've eased off.
That's right.
And the result?
Yeah, I would have told you that's a whole different...
I know, a different coffee. And we've changed nothing except how long you've left it in different phases during the extraction.
The first way is all chocolatey cacao flavors. This one is like dark rum. I mean, just...
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Working with Jason and his brother Russ, it seems the variety of flavors the Slayer can create is almost infinite.
There's a flavor in there almost like artichokes or mushrooms. Wow. Just the aroma is completely different. That's freakish.
And this is without even playing around with temperature. So you could sit here all day long and just playing and playing and playing. It's quite fun.
There are orders for the Slayer coming in from all over the world, enough to build 8 to 10 machines every month. 20 grand for an espresso maker may seem like a lot, but once you've tasted this,
you're done. You're done. I mean, how do you ever go back?
Exactly.
No question. Seattle is nirvana when it comes to the taste of coffee. It's pretty good for a taste of Asia, too. And I'm not talking about fried rice and egg rolls. Anyone up for some fermented squid intestines?
Gooey, slimy, and fishy is an understatement when it comes to this stuff, but I'm absolutely nuts about it.
Seattle is America's Pacific Rim city. The population of Asians and Pacific Islanders here is 3 times the national average. Their culture, including food, blends seamlessly into the fabric of the city. One of the most popular eateries in town is Marination Mobile, serving food that mixes Japan, Korea, and the Americas. This is their kimchi rice bowl.
Barbecued pork, kimchi, fermented Korean-style cabbage, a fried egg, a little bit of bonito, seaweed. This is food.
There's a strong Pacific presence at Pike's Place, Seattle's most iconic market. The Chinese barbecued pork at Misum Pastry and the kabuki hot dog at Gourmet Dog Japan are justly famous. But the Pacific riches run deep here, into corners not included in guidebooks. Walking through Pike's Place Market, I get accosted by a woman who insists that I follow her for a taste of the best food in town.
I'll show you. It's
Show
a curry
me?
Nazi, yeah.
All right.
The best.
All right. You don't have to tell me twice.
This was definitely not part of the shooting schedule. My mysterious guide leads me into one of the darkest, least traveled corners of the market.
I love this. This is kind of dirty and naughty.
Finally, we arrive at what the lady in black says is the best of the best here at Pike's Place.
What's up?
The Oriental Mart Grocery and Kitchenette. It's run by 3 generations of Filipino women. Lila Rosas is part of generation number 2, serving up the house specialty, salmon tip soup.
Are you making this every day?
Every single day, 7 days a week.
Because I got news for you. When with salmon soup and I saw all the collars in there, I went bonkers because that's the best part of the fish.
The collar is the part just behind the fish's head. Here, it becomes a sour soup using tomatoes, onions, fish sauce, and mustard greens, all in a tamarind-spiked broth.
This is just limey and fantastic and herby, and just with all these beautiful salmon collars. I mean, this is one of the best things I've eaten in a long time, not just here.
Wow, that's a compliment from you. Yes.
I taught her how to cook.
Is that your mom?
This is my mom, yes.
For 40 years you have been here.
I love you. Fantastic.
Yeah, I raised him right, you know.
Do you see what I'm saying? Love you guys. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you,
This is
Andrew.
crazy.
Nice meeting you.
By the way, when ladies in strange glasses whisper at you in the market as you're going by, I'll show you where the best noodles is. It's usually not a creepy stalker. Usually it's just someone who wants to make sure you're eating the best food.
It was.
In this Pacific Rim city, there's no Chinatown or Koreatown, but Seattle does have a cluster of first-rate eateries in an area known as the International District. There's Thai, Filipino, Chinese, and Japanese, all within a stone's throw of each other. At Piece of Cake, there's lychee bubble tea from Taiwan, made with large tapioca pearls.
The overall aroma and taste combined is like really, really cheap hotel or motel room soap from the 70s. It's unmistakable, and it's kind of addictive.
Down the street, there's Fulin Restaurant. It's Cantonese run, serving Chinese and Japanese food, including cold jellyfish, seasoned with sugar, vinegar, soy, sesame oil, and rice wine.
But you definitely know that, in fact, you're eating some other kind of slithery, floaty, spongy creature. I just adore this stuff. What a great town.
Maneki is a great example of what I'm talking about. The sushi bar opened 100 years ago, 75 years before most Americans even knew what sushi was. This is not your typical Americanized Japanese food. Ika shiokara is fermented squid intestine. This is food first eaten by people whose food resources were desperately scarce.
People developed quite an amazing taste for it. Gooey, slimy, and fishy is an understatement when it comes to this stuff, but I'm absolutely nuts about it.
Fantastic.
I mean, it has the texture of cold, gooey erasers, but it has the flavor and aroma of rotting fish.
And this is herring roe. The green stripe in the middle is the kelp that the eggs were laid on.
Crunchy, slimy, briny, but what it really tastes like is big gulps of seawater, and the sound when you eat it is like pop rocks in your mouth.
Jean Nakayama has run Maneki for the last 40 years. As a child, she and her mother came here because it served real Japanese food. Her life's work has been to keep it that way.
Okay, here we go.
Dried potato vine is another food once eaten out of sheer necessity. You'd expect it to be tough and chewy, but it's not.
It's almost crispy, crunchy. It's like rhubarb.
Yes.
It's like rhubarb. It's crispy on the outside, kind of soft on the inside.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
One way the Japanese define food quality is by its textural sliminess. So crispy potato vine is served alongside of a salad with natto, fermented soybeans.
And the thing of this is, the more you stir, and the more, this is called ito, the strings on it, that sliminess. That's what makes natto really good.
It's a remarkably authentic taste of traditional Japan, thriving in an American city.
What a feast. This restaurant should be open for another 100 years, I hope. You're great.
Oh, thank you very much.
A lot of good things are happening in Seattle's kitchens, but maybe none more so than this one. Recovering addicts, ex-cons, and homeless people are learning a new way of life. And with me as guest chef, they'll be learning a new way of cooking, too.
Thymus gland, you ever work with this?
Ox heart, kidney, thymus gland, it's what's for lunch.
It don't taste like chicken, that's for sure.
It could be any restaurant and any kitchen in Seattle preparing for the day's opening. But today, the ingredients are a little out of the ordinary.
It's going to be ox hearts, lamb's tongues, lamb kidneys, and veal sweetbreads. Everyone's familiar with those products? No. Okay, if you're not, we're going to learn.
Most of the regular kitchen staff are cooks in training, hoping to find well-paying jobs in this restaurant-rich city. I'm here as guest instructor and head chef for the day.
We're going to go into the other room. I'm going to divide everybody up into teams. Go slow, ask a lot of questions. All of that being said, at 10 o'clock, no later, we are plated and eating around this table together.
The students here aren't just learning a new trade, they're making a new life, coming out of some really tough circumstances.
What brought you to Fair Start?
Well, I was in prison for a little while.
How long?
18 years.
Virginia didn't have a lot of options when she got out of prison. With no job skills, she seemed headed for a series of low-paying temp jobs.
Warehouse. I live in a transitional house, and the girls there said, go to cooking school, because I cook all the meals there.
Right.
And
That's
so
fantastic. That's fantastic.
I'm here.
Fair Start's trainees include recovering addicts, ex-convicts, and the homeless. Drew Boris is part of a small staff of experienced kitchen professionals teaching life lessons.
Our students are completing what we call core competencies, life skills, attendance, teamwork, those types of things. So if you're a student, you come in today, you get a place to sleep tonight.
The lessons are happening under real-life deadlines. This isn't just a classroom, it's a business, serving lunch Monday through Friday and supplying local child care centers and shelters with almost 500,000 meals per year. Today's menu is going to include some first-time entrees here at Fair Start. There's grilled sliced ox hearts.
The challenge that you have today is really a knife skill issue. Each muscle group in here is going to require to be separated.
There's also poached lamb's tongue with sauce grabiche and marinated tomatoes, grilled lamb kidneys with fried potatoes, and sweetbreads.
Thymus gland, you ever work with this? Fantastic, fantastic meat.
The sweetbreads will be poached, deep fried, and sautéed in a twice-cooked technique borrowed from Chinese cookery.
You ever eat sweetbreads? No. Delicious, but I'm telling you, with honey and chilies, you're actually going to love this. Awesome, awesome.
This is a program building confidence as well as job skills. Bill Carey is one of many trainees who say Fair Start is what's motivating them to get their life in order, and not just their work life.
So, what was going on in your life before you came here?
Recovery.
From
long-term drug abuse.
Long-term drug abuse. Yeah. Me too.
In its 20 years of operation, Fair Start's graduated 3,500 students, and 80% of those graduates find jobs within 3 months.
Perfect. You guys are awesome.
So this is about more than learning job skills.
One of you is going to grill kidneys, then the other one will grab a teammate or two and we'll do the potatoes.
It's about discovering community, and things you never imagined you'd be willing to try.
What do you think?
Huh?
It's extraordinary.
I'm surprised.
It don't taste like chicken, that's for sure.
Another reason I love doing this is it's a chance to preach my passion for expanding America's palate to include food like this. It's a good, healthy, tasty protein, and a new generation of American eaters deserves a new generation of cooks willing to serve it.
Everything that we do in the kitchen is sort of a metaphor with reestablishing our lives, too. You know? Because you want to try new things, and sometimes that's a little scary.
That's hard, right?
Change is hard. It's hard. Change is hard.
As the cooking finishes up, the plating begins.
No more than that. That's perfect. Really, really nice. All you want is that. Just be sexy with it. And you guys police each other. That's what teamwork is all about, right? Heck yeah. First dish is ready.
Looks nice.
It's one of the great bonuses of kitchen work that lunch break is when you get to try your own handiwork.
Now, I will tell you right now, there is beef in this country that's $100 a pound. And I would rather have a fresh ox heart. It has the truest beef flavor. How many of you, this is the first time you've had ox heart or sweetbreads?
Sweetbread is, man. I want another one.
Our first customer is Mariah Day, the life skills instructor for Fair Start. The ox heart is a little intimidating.
You know, Mariah, a very important part of life skills is being willing to try new things.
All the time.
Don't. Best piece of meat you will have had in a long time.
It's really good.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it is. It's actually delicious.
Right? Very good.
Did you guys make this?
Yeah. Yes. Way to go, guys. All right.
Today's meal is another success story for this kitchen crew, and I'm hoping it's just one of many success stories everyone here will be able to tell.
I'm just so delighted we could spend some time together because you folks are going to bring more to the kitchens and the food service places and the businesses that you go out into than anyone else who walks through those doors. So, from someone who's been there, it gets better every day. Now eat.
This experience sums up my time in Seattle. It's a city that's fertile ground for making bold experiments with food and with building a better way of life. A city that celebrates trying new things.
So just remember, when you're in Seattle,